a lot of people. Wow. Bonsoir Paris. Buenas tardes Madrid et boa tarde Lisbonne. My name is Remi Thélu, so I've been working in BNP Paribas since 8 years. I've spent 7 years and a half in Inspection Générale. I'm not here for that tonight. And now I work in disability mission. I'm totally dedicated to this game I created. Why did I create a game called Disability Strikes Back? Actually, I've been diagnosed 12 years ago with Parkinson's disease. And it took me 10 years to be able to talk about it, at least to say it in BNP Paribas. Why so long? Unfortunately, as of today, disability is not seen as a fast track for your career, which is the thing I try to fight for, to fight against, let's say. So I didn't want to talk about it, especially in IG. You want to be very strong and say, okay, I don't want to show any weaknesses. I thought I was stronger with hiding my disability, but I became stronger when I talked about it. But it took me 10 years to understand that. Moreover, there are some signs that push me to talk about it at one point because I experienced some weaknesses, and it was difficult to come in the morning sometimes to get always, let's say, focused on the job, and I had sometimes I had to go to medical appointment, but I tell the people I was working with it was for vacation, things like that, wrong signals. I also realized at one point that before being in BNP Paribas, I worked in the consulting business, and I realized that one of my former manager, who created Equinox Consulting at the time, Jean-Louis Duflou, had also Parkinson's disease. He wrote a book about it, and reading the book, I realized, reading the timeline, that we have been working together for 2 years. On a day-to-day basis, with the two of us being diagnosed with Parkinson's disease, but without talking about it, hiding it. So I said, okay, man, we could have done something about it, maybe. So all this put together, so finally I choose to disclose it in BNP Paribas. It was just such a huge relief. So why didn't do it sooner, actually? And so all this put together, I wanted to help my colleagues living the same things, but to live better with their disability. To tell them you should talk. Don't be afraid to talk, actually. And also for those people saying that disability, I don't see any around me, so I'm not concerned. You don't see them, but they are here, actually. 80% of the disabilities are invisible. And even if you are lucky enough not to be concerned by that for the time being, you never know what can happen in life for you, for your people around you. And we estimate that 1 in 2 person will be touched by a handicap, a disability at one point, temporarily or more, for longer term. So I'm still not at the game, you realize. So why the game? So actually, I wanted to help people, but I said, how can I do that? So I was inspired a bit by the climate fresk, namely for the idea of a board game with cards, and so that's the thing I tried to develop. Actually, what I wanted to do is an immersive experience. It's like being John Malkovich, but it's with me, so it's even better, of course. And so, without any technical stuff, etc., I only take you into my head, and we will, let's say, make you live what we are facing when we are confronted to disability. I say confronted because the game is not only for people with disabilities, but the game is for everyone, actually. But I'm talking not only of people bearing the disability, but also of all the people around, which are the caregivers, actually, who are living the same, let's say, the same thing as the other. I miss a sentence in my slide. Never mind. So the game is based on the sharing experience, of course. If you wish to share them actually, and so it is very important. The game is played in as of today in small groups, and a group of 10 people, and it's really important to know that everything, of course, is confidential. And we are always able to create like a bubble, you know, of let's say of a safe space in which we can speak freely, and it's quite important to be able to do that. Yeah, the sentence were a little bit. So the caregiver said talk about it. So this game. I had the idea of the game, but after that, how can I do to? Because I was still working in IG, it's quite loaded, as you may know. But everywhere in the group, it's also loaded. And so I said, how can I do that? I don't have much time to do it. Plus, I do music, and most of the time I don't want to sacrifice that either. And so, how can I do? I have this idea of the game, and I need time to prepare it. So I said, okay, I will send an email to someone in the bank, and I will ask if it could be possible to be sponsored to develop the game. So I write an email to Jean-Laurent Bonafé, and I said, because in IG we see him from time to time, and he was always talking about, diversity, inclusion, etc. So I told him my story. I didn't get a direct answer, but it gave me an interview with an appointment with Caroline Courtin, head of diversity, and Caroline Panard-Mauvage, head of disability mission, who are now my managers, and they themselves they pushed me to they maybe discovered the People's Lab for Good, which is an intrapreneurial initiative from engagement in BNP Paribas. I was selected in that, so last year I get the opportunity to develop this game, and people liked it so much, specifically in the HR, that now I am fully dedicated to the deployment of the game in the group, and I'm quite really happy to do that now. To move on with the game, what I propose is a 4-step, and the journey I'm taking you with me in. It's this. So first is to feel. In the field, we're gonna see all the phases that you're facing when you are confronted to disability, from the first symptoms to notably the announce and the shock that may result from that. So it's really living my life. Learn, it's when I talk about disability now, what it is, what does it mean? Many people don't know that there are many diseases that are now considered as disabilities, like diabetes, like asthma, like cancers. So it's really important to talk about this. Then you see it's a red, so it's the bad part actually. It's the red endure, so it's all the things we are enduring, all the things we get in our head when we are facing disability. So it's quite let's say tougher part. But then I won't leave you at this part actually, and then we move on with the overcome part. It's the part of reconstruction. Meaning, okay, now I've endured many things, many negative things, and I can do with all that, and I can make, how can I make my disability a strength, actually. Won't be easy, but actually we will do the journey all together. So this is the board game, actually, it's play on that. So now it's, as of today, it's only a physical game, but I will do also a remote version. Actually, if I want to summarize what I want to achieve with the goal I want to achieve with this game, actually it's live better together. If you want, only thing you can have in mind for that game is this, my goal, and I hope I will succeed in that. I have a few figures actually. As of today, I've reached to 1,200 people, namely around 500 in 50 sessions. Actually, I did with you, and thank you again, Finance and Strategy, for inviting me. with you, I did the 49th, the 50th, and the 51st sessions of the game. So thank you for having me help to pass the 50 sessions. It was very inspiring. So as you can see, I've reached many people in many entities. I also started to do executive committee tour, which I would like to continue, of course. What I urgently need actually is trainers. I need trainers. So if you are a volunteer anywhere in the world, actually, because I had the opportunity to present this game to BNP Paribas Colombia. And in Colombia, they were very keen to do a Spanish version. So Madrid, I pass also the message, because if you want to move on with the translation, I would be glad to help on that. A German version, actually, as well. And so I have. So my purpose after that, my goal is to move on with the deployment of the game, and also I am part in a new incubation program, which is called B4IG, not Inspection Générale, but Business for Inclusive Growth, which is the purpose is to put at scale the game worldwide, actually. So it's really great program. And that's globally it for my presentation. My purpose is also not only to deploy it in BNP Paribas, but after that to sell it to other companies and do it for free for schools, for association and things like that, universities. So that's my goal with the game. And so I thank you very much for that. And if you want to organize it, just contact me.